I am definitely an amateur. I think we're live. We're live now.
Are we?
We are live in front of hundreds of thousands of people. Not quite, but all right. How's everyone doing? Not as hectic as it usually is right before we go live. Kind of had things in order and kind of sitting here waiting, ready to go, which is not normal for us before we go live. It's been an interesting week. Rather interesting week from a business standpoint as well as from a YouTube standpoint. Got lots of things to talk about. Thank you, Candy. And I see Furlough's Aquatics removed the and more. Can you believe it? Somebody actually listened to me. It's weird. That's so rare that happens. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Not a whole lot of business updates or anything like that. Business as usual, with the exception of fish. We're we're taking a lot of precautions when it comes to shipping fish because we had a couple of shipments get stuck over the weekend last week, and we don't like to see that. So we're trying to kind of, take it easy, figure out what's going to be best. If you are someone watching this that has ordered a fish from us and you have not received them yet, that's why. We're hoping that we'll be able to ship them out on Monday, but right now Virginia is a solid sheet of ice, and I have to go pick up my daughter at work after this, and I'm not looking forward to that at all. But anyway, we moved past all of that. I already did. I'm seeing multiple people ask about the yellow labs, but I don't want to talk about the yellow labs yet because you haven't said a word. So why don't you say something first?
Yeah. I'm here. Hello. Hope everyone's having a good night wherever you are. And there you go.
Great co-host for you. No yellow labs, and I don't think I need to explain why that is. It's pretty much common sense why that is. We had all of the weather situations go on for a couple of weeks, and then there was Valentine's Day, which made the shipping world goes crazy because everybody's shipping flowers for Valentine's Day, and then this week again, it's the East Coast has been slammed. Texas got slammed. I mean, the whole world is freezing solid right now. So it's, we don't have the yellow labs yet, but it's okay. They will get here. And when they do, they're going to look amazing. I've got my fingers crossed for next week. We'll have to see if that becomes a reality. If it doesn't become a reality, guess what? I'm not going to be mad because there's so many more things to be mad at than that. So I'm not going to waste my time worrying about that. But anyway, we had kind of a big thing happen this week, yesterday, as a matter of fact. We passed 300,000 subscribers, which was, obviously every milestone is a big deal. And it's, this is going to sound, I don't know what the word is, the correct word, but it seems to be happening so fast. Like we just had 100,000, and that was like, that's everybody's goal is 100,000, like, and then it becomes 1 million. But, and it seems like 2 weeks ago that happened. And now we're sitting here talking about 300,000. It's absolutely crazy. And you had a good idea because you thought that you were going to be starting the stream by yourself today.
Yeah, I almost had to do that.
The story goes like this. I drove my daughter to work today because, God, I look really fat today for some reason. I look like I'm 8 feet wide. What's going on with this? I drove my daughter to work today because I don't want her driving on a solid sheet of ice. She was supposed to get off work at 8 o'clock. And so you were going to start the stream, and then I was going to come in 15, 20 minutes later, depending on how slow I have to drive. It takes about 15 minutes to get her, but anyway, whoops. But now she's actually going to be staying late voluntarily because they're shorthanded, blah, blah, blah. And so you don't have to. But I'd like to know what you planned on talking about if I wasn't going to be here.
Well, for starters, I was going to tell everybody thank you for helping us reach 300,000 subscribers, because that is a big deal to us, even though it is just a number. It took all of you all to get us to where we're at. And it kind of goes along with the poll I did yesterday as far as like how long has, everybody been subscribed to us? Like, when did you subscribe to us? Are you somebody that was around way back when we had the fish in the garage, when we started breeding the fish? Or are you somebody that just kind of came along more recently? Because things have changed dramatically since the beginning. In the beginning, we were breeding African cichlids, primarily peacocks in the beginning, and then we moved on to breeding the haps and the ambunas. And, I was just going to share a little bit as far as like our first breeder colonies that we had. They were the peacocks, the German reds, the sunshine yellow bangas, the sulfur heads, the dragon bloods, and the regal blues. Mm-hmm. Those were our first fish that we ever bred, and we actually didn't start in a garage. We started in a little room in our basement. It was a split foyer, and we had a little room that was kind of in the middle, but it had a door on either side so you could shut it off. And that's where we had the original setup, and that was never put it was never documented. We never did a video about that or anything.
I don't think we ever even took pictures of it.
No, we didn't. But we had so many grow out tanks in that room. The largest was a 10-gallon. I mean,
No, we had a couple 55s in there. We had 29s. Yeah.
I knew we had the 29s for the breeders, but I didn't think we had the 55s.
And let me paint a picture here real quick of that room, because she describes it as a small room in the basement, and it definitely was. The room was like the size of this table. But the house that we were renting in was very strange the way they finished the basement. There were 2 bedrooms and a bathroom on this portion of the house. Mm-hmm. And the room that we had the aquariums in was almost like a little lobby. It was like this closed off room, but then the doors to go into the bedrooms and the bathroom, not the bathroom was on the other side of the door, mm-hmm. but so you had to go through this room to get into the bedrooms. And so we had 3 kids, because 2 were sharing a room. We had 3 kids that had to walk through our fish room mm-hmm. to get to
the bathroom.
To get to their rooms, period.
Oh, yeah. If they were coming out of their rooms, though, too, they had to go through this room.
So it was a very small, the room was literally like 8 feet by maybe 10 feet. Very, very small. One small little easement window, tiny, tiny little room. That's where everything started. Now please continue.
Yeah. So anyways, John got this brilliant idea. Let's expand this fish room into the garage. And him and his blueprints and his drawings, it was so cute. He had it all figured out, started, cleaning out the garage, getting, all the shelves made, and we'd start a little bit at a time and move things out. I was so crazy going on Craigslist looking for larger fish tanks to put fish in, and yeah. And that was a lot of fun. And then that's when he decided to start doing videos. But there is a reason why he started making YouTube videos. He had already had the channel. The channel was up with no videos. So that was 2011. Mm-hmm. And then we were at a fish club, and somebody brought up to him doing YouTube videos. Like, why don't you actually start putting videos up on the channel? And that's when he decided to do that.
Yeah, the guy's name was Brian, and I had chatted with him a lot on the forum that is the forum specifically for that group or that club. And then we went down to a meeting. That was the meeting where we bought Vinny, the Venustus.
Yeah, yeah.
and his name was Brian. I do not remember his last name, and it doesn't matter what his last name is. But his thing, the reason why he brought that up is because he said, you know, we were talking about our setups, and he was like, wow, you sound like you have a big setup going on. And I was like, yeah, I mean, if I knew how to put videos of it up on the forum, I would do that. It was typical old man speak, like, I don't know how to do that newfangled stuff. But he was like, well, it's real super easy to just put them up on YouTube. Why don't you just do that? Like, okay.
Yep.
So that's where it happened. And the first 3 or 4 videos, I think, were just basically fish room tours. And we found out today, people are still watching those videos today and commenting on it like
10
that's
hours
our current,
ago. Yeah,
our current setup is
funny.
that. So it's kind of funny. But you never really know when you watch these videos. If you're anal about YouTube like I am, I mean, I always look at the date that it was uploaded. I look at how many likes it has, dislikes. I don't know, it's just kind of a routine that I have. So it would be clear to me if I watched a video like that. But a lot of people aren't looking into them like that. They just watch the video and they're like, oh, that's really cool. What a cool setup they have. And not realizing that was, 9 years ago.
Well, and that's what brings me back to the poll, is that 11% of the people that voted on the poll are from 3 years or longer ago. 11% of those people stuck through the changes that we made on this channel, from African cichlids to everything and betas now. So I think it's pretty cool that they've stuck around. And the interesting thing, this is what I looked up like a few hours ago, I don't know if it's changed, but it was 59% of people subscribed in the last year. And that's crazy. But it makes sense because that's how you grow. I mean, your numbers are going to go up as you grow. But those 11% of people stuck around that were into African cichlids, but still stuck with us. And I like that.
It is crazy when you think about it that way. But YouTube, the way growing a channel on YouTube works is it is the snowball effect. You start off with a very, very small, like one flake, and you start it down the mountain.
Right.
And now, 3 years ago, we were getting maybe 1,000 new subscribers a month, which was big. I mean, that's really big. But now it's like 13 or 14,000 a month. So it does make sense that the bulk of the people would have been within the last few years. But, I see a lot of YouTubers do this, and it drives me crazy. But at the same time, I get it. It really does mean a lot when people do this. 300,000 people. I think about, y'all are going to make fun of me for this, but I think about Garth Brooks at Central Park. I don't know when that was, but that was like, I don't know, probably super late 90s, mid 90s maybe.
Our Central Park?
No, Central Park in New York, the Central Park.
Not in Spotsylvania.
And there was like 275,000 people at this concert. And I remember some of the scenes. It's on YouTube. You can look it up. From the stage looking out into the crowd. And I used to just think that is the largest crowd of people I've ever seen in my life. Now listen, folks. I've stood on the west front of the Capitol building for George Bush's first inauguration. I don't care what your politics are. I was there. I was working there. And I was standing behind him. You couldn't see me. I was way up high and behind him looking out into that. And when you think about huge crowds, the inauguration is one that you're like, that's a big crowd. This was nothing compared to that Garth Brooks show. And I could be totally wrong, but that's when I think 300,000, I think about seeing that sea of people. Wow. How many people that was. It's just, it's unbelievable. It's amazing that many people said, I want to see more from this couple. It does mean a lot. It's never going to be something that ever gets old. I promise you. It is something that we have never and never will take for granted. If I could be Mr. Beast and say thank you 300,000 times, I would, but we'd be here all night.
I
I
think
didn't mean to take over your story. I'm sorry.
No, I think it's funny because I think about when our channel was smaller and we had, I don't know, when I was doing random videos here and there in the fish store, we were where, like 10 or 15,000? In my
Probably, yeah.
in my mind, there were 300,000 people watching me that very second, and I couldn't have a video edited, and everything was just, it's like I felt like I was live, and I was so nervous doing those videos. It was insane, but yeah. And now here we are.
Now here we are. The channel has experienced its most growth when you came on board. That has to be acknowledged. And
It's when
I
we work together more.
I wanted, when she was coming up with that poll, she did consult me, which she does not usually do. And I wanted you to include something in there like, I subscribed once Lisa got involved.
And I
but
said
you wouldn't do
no.
it.
I said no because that's not fair. I know everyone's going to say, it's because of John. It's because of John. I was like, I don't want to see that.
She was afraid it was going to actually hurt her feelings. And I wanted to do that to help your feelings.
No, it's
but
okay. I'm not that, I'm very thick-skinned, so stuff like that doesn't hurt my feelings. But
she's lying to you.
I didn't want it to be so blatant as far as a poll went, and it be like
In your face.
10% Lisa, 90% John.
So we do have something interesting to share when it comes to this. You mentioned Brian.
Right.
Brian, who is the one that suggested that we start uploading videos, he had a channel, and his channel was called FlipperCon84. His channel was not called that. It is still to this day called that. He doesn't upload anything anymore, and I would find it almost impossible to believe that he's watching this right now. But that guy has no idea the impact that he had on me. Because
Right.
back then, YouTube was all me, and it was all going to be me. You were not interested in getting involved. It was nothing that you
Very
wanted to
true.
have anything to do with. So to me, when I saw this that I'm going to share with you folks, it was a very, very special thing. And I want to play this for you. And so you can see, he made a video on the 21st of May, 2012, shouting us out. And I'm not going to play the entire video. And unfortunately, the way this is, I just basically share my screen. I didn't want to download the video and all that nonsense. So I'm going to switch to the screen sharing and then make this as big as possible. Here we go. So this is the part where he was shouting us out. And we can't hear it.
This is KG Tropicals. He's only got 2 videos. He's in my club, actually, our Central Virginia Aquarium Society. This guy's serious, man. I mean, very serious. Him and his wife, John and Lisa, they live up in King George, Virginia. I met them through that, through another forum, and then we ended up meeting up at our meets and stuff like this. But he started a YouTube page. But he has got a garage full of tanks. I mean, this guy's breaking the 100 tank mark, and he's all about breeding Africans. I mean, he's serious. He's ready to go business and start selling fish. So you guys in the African sector, check this guy out. I mean, he's really active in the community too. He'll talk fish all day long. It's KG Tropicals. I will be putting the links in there. Check him out. Very good guy there.
Yeah, so there we go. It would be really cool if all of you could go watch that video. I did put the link for it down in the description. I said on there, this is the video from Brian, blah, blah, blah. If you want to go over there and watch that, that would be kind of cool. The video has 94 views. But that had such an enormous impact on me. That when that happened, I was like, this is big time here. Like, this is the real deal. I don't recall from looking at it, but it may say I had 275 No. If you watch that video, I'm going to put it up again. I'm going to put it up on the screen again. This is interesting, folks. Look at the top right corner. We had 4 subscribers.
Oh my gosh.
When he made this video, we had 4 subscribers. You have got to love that. That's so cool.
And it was probably you watching your own video.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
wasn't
me, my
views.
mom, my brother.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
The channel had 275 views and 4 subscribers. So it brings back so many memories because I remember how I felt when I saw him do that. This guy wasn't like a major YouTuber or anything. Right. There wasn't any major YouTubers. I mean, Dustin and Joey and I think LA Fish Guy and Mark Bolton, they were pretty much the only ones that had kind of had any kind of growth. Everybody else was just brand new. You know, this was still kind of a fresh thing, a new thing. But this had a humongous impact on me. I learned right then and there the power of shout outs, like how big of a deal that is. People ask for them all the time, and it's impossible to do all the shout outs that people ask us for. But I totally get how powerful that is because it had a major impact on me. I'm not going to tell you a tear came to my eye, but I am going to tell you that was like I felt big time. Right. Because I didn't ask him to do that. I don't even know if I had talked to him between the time that we were meeting in person and I had done that. Maybe I did. I don't know. But that had a humongous impact on me. And it got me thinking when I was thinking about that earlier, there was a lot of people that had a major impact on me back then. There are people that I was friends with then that I still am now, and still talk to regularly. And some of them not anymore. And it's not because we're not friends, but because they just disappeared. And the very first one that I want to acknowledge, I did say in the title of this stream that we're gonna do some thank yous. The Rick.
Oh, I remember him.
I've talked about the Rick so many times on this channel, and the Rick is a guy that his channel was bigger than mine for quite some time. I don't remember when I passed him, but who cares? The Rick was a guy that was universally loved by everyone on YouTube.
He was awesome.
And you know, I don't know the details about it because I didn't really talk to him in detail. But it was just too much. It was too much for him, and he couldn't keep it up. He had small children, and his job, I don't know what he did for a living, but his job had really odd hours. Like he worked like at night, but it wasn't that he worked all night. It was like he would go into work at 3 o'clock in the morning or something. It was weird. And so he couldn't keep up with it. And it's a shame because he was an internet friend for us. When I had the Tank Talk podcast, he was a guest on the podcast. That was awesome. And he had to get up, which wasn't hard for him because he worked at night, but he had to get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning because he's in Hawaii. And I don't know, whatever time it was that I recorded that, he had to get up in the middle of the night to do it. And he was willing to do that. An amazing person, amazing channel. And there's no way I'm going to thank people from back in the day and not include him, because
I'll never forget when you went on his channel and then you were like, he really wants you to go on the channel too. And I was like, I can't do that.
I wish I had thought of that because I would have put a link to that down in the description too. He had a lot of really good things to say about you in that video. And it's interesting because
so nice.
Technology was not the way it is now back then. I think that might have been like 2013 when I did that collaboration with him. But basically what it was, he sent me a list of questions.
Right.
like through email, and I basically recorded myself answering those questions, and then he edited it together
Right.
to look like we were talking back and forth, which is how it would be like if he was on a guest on here right now. That's what it would look like, but it would be happening in real time. But he did it to look like that,
Right.
but it wasn't like that. We weren't talking to each other. And in that, one of the reasons why I wanted to thank him here is because not only was he a friend then, and still to this day, if he was around, he made me feel like a superstar. I mean, my channel was at that time a little bit bigger than his, and he was just like, oh, you're one of the big channels. You're big time now. And I'm like, come on, man. What are you talking about? But putting all of that to the side, Rick was a great dude. I don't mean to talk about him in the past tense, but that was a guy that I miss a lot because he would have been so much fun to still have around. There's been some jerk has created an account under that name and then come in and super chatted and stuff like that, which is a real jerk move, but they do that for fun and all of this kind of stuff. But every time that's happened, I've been like, oh my God, is that really him? And it's not. It's some idiot that's doing that. But I miss the Rick. I wish we could get him back in here, but he is gone. The next one, this is another guy that has had more of an impact on me than he knows. And not only has he had an impact on me creatively, but he's also always been a really big supporter. He's been a guest on this channel. We're talking about Sean Peck. Adore that man.
He's so awesome.
He was one of the first, in fact, I think he was the first other YouTuber that I met in person, with the exception of Brian, because Brian was a YouTuber before we were YouTubers. But anyway, Chicago 2015 aquatic experience, flew out there, and I didn't fly out there. I drove out there.
Oh, yeah, you
and
did.
the first person I called when I got in there was Sean, because I was like, hey, dude, I'm here. Where are you at? And then he didn't make it till like 45 minutes later or whatever, but I'm pretty sure he is the first one that I was actually able to shake hands with and see in person, which was very cool. We shared a hotel room that weekend. Just an amazing human being and an amazing friend, and a guy that has inspired me since the first time I ever watched any of his videos. This is not a us doing shout outs thing. That's not what this is about here. I'm just thanking people that have had an impact on me. The list of people that have had an impact on me is massive, folks. I'm only going to be able to talk about a few here today, but Sean's definitely one of them, and still to this day, he is one of those channels. When I see him in my subscription feed, boom, I'm in. I'm watching. I don't care what he's talking about.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
He's like a Peter McKinnon to me. It's like, it doesn't matter what he's talking about. I'm going to spend some time with Sean that day. So,
And he did something really sweet for Susie. He sent her a package, and it had a bunch of little goodies in it, like a CO2 setup, some plants, some little figures, because she likes the little things and stuff. And it was just so sweet. You could tell she was really excited. I was watching the video when you came in. I was like, look, this is awesome.
he did something a few years ago, and I made a big deal about it during one of the live streams. I think he sent one of those packages to me, and it had all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to give away Sean's personal business. I know he's talked about it, but he works for a major movie theater chain, and he knows how much of a movie buff I am. If you recall, I still have it. It's downstairs, and I'm going to hang it up again someday. I used to have an Ant-Man poster behind me on the streams, and it's the coolest poster ever. It was one of the movie posters like that you would see at the theater, and it's basically just a white page with a teeny tiny Ant-Man in the middle. It's awesome. He sent me that out of nowhere. He's like, I know you love Ant-Man, and he sent me that, and he got it from the movie theater that he worked at. So I could talk about Sean Peck all night long, but we need to move on. The next one is the second YouTuber that I met that same day. It was like within a half an hour of meeting up with Sean. In fact, no, I just said it wrong. This guy I met up with before Sean got there. That's my bad. I'm talking about Joey Mullen. Anyone who would say, anyone that is a fish keeping YouTuber that would say they have not been inspired by Joey is a liar. That's the bottom line. And we hit it off instantly there. We knew each other prior to that event, but that was the first time we met in person, was in Chicago. And it was me and Sean and him the whole weekend. And it was awesome. I mean, it was so much fun. And Joey is a guy that is an encyclopedia of knowledge when it comes to YouTube. I think I learned more that one weekend than I ever had up to that point, because he is just, like I said, he's like the internet is in his head and he knows YouTube. And so I was just sitting there. I didn't do a whole lot of talking that weekend. I basically listened.
Wow.
And that was good. I know that's weird.
I know.
I'm not like this in person. I don't talk nonstop in person. She could tell you that. I'm kind of like, leave me alone kind of person in person. But that sounded really bad. I'm not like that. If you ever see me in person, come up to me, say hi. We'll be friends. I just mean like, anyway, who cares? I'm making myself look like an idiot. So Joey definitely has to get shouted out. And again, anyone who would not say that Joey hasn't inspired them, I don't know. You probably shouldn't listen to that person anymore, because they're lying to you, because he's the top guy. He's been the top guy for as long as I can remember. And so you have to be inspired by that, period. I think he was the top guy when I started making videos. I don't think he was the top channel when I created my channel, but I think by the time I started uploading, he was. I think the top guy was LA Fish Guy. I think that's his name, LA Fish Guy. He's not uploading anymore, to my knowledge. Maybe he is. He's a saltwater channel. I wasn't a huge fan of his channel because it just wasn't the kind of content that I was into. But then Joey passed him and passed everybody, and he's never looked back since. So it's been that way for as long as I can remember. But then, of course, I mean, did you think I was going to talk about a list of people that have inspired me and not talk about Corey? I don't even need to say his last name. I don't even need to say from Aquarium Co-op. But I'm going to tell you a funny story. I've told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again about Corey. I think I was somewhere around the 30,000, 40,000 subscriber mark. So of course, I was a big shot, and he emailed me. I didn't know it was him. I got an email from this guy, Aquarium Co-op. What's that mean? That's weird. What is that? Co-op? I'm not going to get involved in some kind of co-op. What is this? And he emailed me talking about how he would love to collab with me. And he had all of these ideas and all of these things that he can do. And he said, I'm building a fish room, and I was very much inspired by your fish room, and we would have so much to talk about. We should definitely collaborate. And guess what I did? Guess how I responded to him? I didn't.
Aww.
That's how horrible of a person I am. I thought I was too busy, and I was like, I don't know what this guy's talking about. I don't know who this guy is. I get I get messages like that all the time. Even back then I got them. I get them now. It's, hey, can we do this? Can we do that? Can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? And most of the time it's like, oh, okay, I don't know who that is, so I'm not going to worry about it. But then he started making his videos, and he started doing like his fish room build and all of that kind of stuff. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, okay, now I know who this guy is. And he started talking about plants and all of this. And I was like, I'm not really into plants, but I am kind of into this guy. He's awesome. I like what he's doing. And when Corey and I did start collaborating, which I think was 2016, I think. I could find out in a matter of seconds, but my channel was like 10 times the size of his. Isn't that funny now?
And I remember, and it's so funny because you did YouTube stuff a couple times a week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at that time, Corey started doing something every single day. And I just remember, I remember how much it affected you, and sometimes it would stress you out or whatever. I'd be like, oh, I got this, you just do that. Corey was doing it every single day. And I told John, I said, he is going to burn out. He is going to burn out. I'll never forget that. And he didn't.
Nope.
He
knew
not.
what he was doing. And you know, the interesting thing about it, I know I talked about it earlier, like I acted like I was some kind of big shot. I've never really been that guy. I've always been the kind of person that I can learn from anybody. I don't care if you are at a higher level than me or if you're at a below level. I don't care about all of that. We're all doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. We're all creating content. We can all learn from each other. And so when I did collaborate with Corey, the way it would work, and it was this way every time, it would be we would hook up like an hour before the stream. And I know hookup means something weird now, but you know what I'm saying. We would get together on Google Hangout like an hour before the stream started, and we would just chat, and then we would do the stream, and then afterwards it would go on for another 2.5, 3 hours. And this was a guy back then, his channel is like 4,000 subscribers and mine is 35 or whatever. I'm a big shot. I would just sit there and listen because I'm like, I don't care what numbers say. This guy knows what he's talking about. And I think I was right.
Yeah.
Because not only does he know what he's talking about when it comes to aquariums and plants and business and everything, but he certainly knows a thing or two about YouTube. And yes. I don't think that I said anything to him about, like, I remember when you emailed me the first time and I ignored you. I don't think I ever said anything that until I met him like in person the first time. I might have said something to him about that, but yeah, that is something that Corey and I chat regularly. He is somebody that I consider to be a friend outside of YouTube, outside of business, outside of any of that. The man ate a meal at my dinner table, folks.
Yeah, he ate my dinner.
Dinner that you prepared. I mean, he's a friend aside from all of these things. And one of the very few people that actually checked on me regularly when I took my break. Yeah. It was quite regularly. I would hear from him, and that was an amazing thing. So Corey's a great friend and a huge inspiration. Yep. Again, I could go through the longest list of people, and I could sit here and be like an Oscar ceremony and thanks to this person and that person and that. People who are my friends, you know who you are. People who inspire me, you know who you are. And that's that. I don't know really what else to say about it. It is an overwhelming thing when you think about how many years it's been. And when you think about that number, it's just astronomical. Thank you to all of you watching. Thank you to the people that I have shouted out here today. Thank you to you for becoming involved. This would not be the same if you weren't involved.
I was always involved. I just wasn't on the camera like you were. And that's something that, you know, I was thinking about that a lot today when I was trying to come up with ideas of what I was going to say when you weren't going to be here, at least when I thought. But, you know, that's one of the things, even when we had the fish store and you were doing the YouTube videos and I was doing more, you know, with the fish so that you could do the YouTube stuff, I was always involved. I was always supportive. I was always telling you, just do it. I'll take care of this. And, you know, I was the one that was there if something frustrated him, if there was, I'll never forget, he would get frustrated about something that was said, you know, maybe in comments back then, you know, back when we cared about that stuff. And I would say, who cares? It's social media. You're never going to meet these people. Who cares? Just whatever. Or if maybe something happened, you know, that wasn't right with another YouTuber or something, I'm like, who cares? You'll probably never meet them. What does it matter? So that it's different though when you are involved on YouTube, or when you do start paying more attention to stuff like that. You get it, you understand. And I know that since I've been more involved on camera, I've noticed a difference the last couple years of other people, other couples getting more involved doing live streams, and other couples that are doing YouTube channels together. And I feel like we had a little bit of something to do with that. And I love seeing that you know, that kind of, what's the word? What am I trying to say? You know,
I never know what you're trying to say.
It's just nice seeing people that are together, whether they're married or they're not married. It's just nice to see them do things together that, you know, that they have interest in, as far as like fish keeping. You know, it's great. And that's just like one of the things I was going to get to, as far as when you were doing YouTube and I was doing more in the fish store. Yeah, I wasn't involved as much on YouTube, but again, repeating myself, I was still involved. And that reminds me a lot of like Corey and Katie. Corey wouldn't be where he's at today without Katie. She's been a huge #1 supporter of him. And that's a big reason where Aquarium Co-op is where they are. You know, just because, you know, someone isn't visibly on the camera doesn't mean that they're not supporting their person. So I think it's awesome to feel like we've had some kind of impact on other couples.
You know, this is going to sound very sappy, and it's going to sound like I'm trying to get brownie points from you, but it's a completely different deal when you have that support system, whether you were involved or not. I know people personally that have YouTube channels whose significant other or spouse maybe doesn't support the endeavor that way. I know some that are very much like you, that, you know, or like you were then, where they're very much behind the scenes, but they're 100% supportive and they're all for it. They just don't really want to be a part of it. But then I know, you know, there's some couples that Jason and Joanna, I keep seeing them pop up.
I know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm seeing a lot of people saying congratulations, folks. I wish I could thank all of you individually. I don't want to start saying names because then people are going to get left out, and I'm going to feel bad about that. But thank you to all of you that are saying that. But where was I going to go with that? Oh, there was a time, and this is to talk a little bit about the kind of the dark times of this YouTube thing. It's something that when I realized what YouTube was, and I started to understand what YouTube could become, and the way that it could be beneficial to our business, but then also we can impact the hobby and we can reach all of these people and maybe someday actually make some money from the AdSense on our videos and all that kind of stuff. I knew it was one of those things that was a long, slow burn. It was something that was going to take grinding and going and going and going and spending and committing and just putting all this time into, with little to no return whatsoever.
Right.
And there were times where we were broke. I mean, beyond broke. Like, are we going to be able to pay rent this month? And I would be spending however many hours a day, a week doing this, and you never complained once. There was never the, you know, if you didn't spend so much time doing that thing that you're not making any money doing, we would maybe be able to do this or do that. There was never anything like that. Even when times were at their worst, where we didn't know where we were going to get the money to pay the rent from, you could have very easily, and I probably would have deserved it if you had said, stop focusing on that because you're wasting your time. You need to make money, you know.
No, actually, I will remember I didn't do that. Instead, when we still had the fish store, I got another job and I started scheduling. And it was because I felt, even though it wasn't happening, I felt confident that this was going to be something. It didn't really become anything back then, but and you figured it out and you were like, maybe I'll go ahead and put this aside a little bit. And yeah, because it was hard because I didn't want to tell you, since I was the one that did all the financial stuff, it was really hard to say, hey, look, it has gotten to the point, this is so bad now. I don't know if we're going to be able to pay the electric bill at the fish store or at the house. I don't know what else to do. And that's, yeah.
It was bad. It was dark. And I had members of my own family calling me, one of which is no longer a member of my family. He didn't pass away. He's
divorced.
My ex-brother-in-law, who I will say was my best friend at the time, called me up, and I just wish I still had that voicemail, because he called, I didn't answer, and he said, he said a lot of bad words, which I won't say tonight, but you need to get off your and get your together and stop living this fantasy and go get a real job. And yelling at me, he's 10 years my senior, so he was kind of yelling at me like he was my father. And I remember saying, I'll show him. And I would love to be able to say, hey, look at us now. It's not like we've hit the big time. It's not like we're rich or wealthy or even well-to-do. But, hey, remember when you said this wasn't a real thing? Take a look at it now. Yeah. So, but anyway, all of those things stacked up. It would have made total sense if you had just said, okay, enough is enough. I've supported you through all of this, but you need to get with it. And you never did. And,
and actually I do recall, because I'm not sitting here trying to toot my own horn or anything, but you took a break.
You should.
No, you took a break. And I remember you were very leery about coming back. I mean, you got better, like you were happier, you weren't stressed. We were doing wonderful with the new business, and it was like, is that something I really want to get back involved with? And, do you want to answer that?
This idiot. Hold on. Hello?
Hello?
This is me. Is that you?
Hey, I was just sitting here taking my evening shower, and I thought, John hit 300,000 subscribers. I'm going to call and say congratulations.
Wow, I love how it's just John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we all know who really does the work there. I mean.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow. Oh.
I don't know if you mean that as in he's the only one that does the work, or you meant that as we know you really do the work, Lisa.
I mean, I guess I can congratulate the YouTuber's wife, too.
This guy.
I know how much you love being called that.
This conversation.
Do you have me on speaker?
Yeah, everybody's listening to you right now.
Okay, I'm going to give everyone some advice. Don't call Lisa a YouTuber's wife. She's a YouTuber, not a YouTuber's wife. All right? There you go.
Yeah, this conversation was going really well, and I was about to tear up a little bit, and then, you had to go there.
Well, it started getting a little depressing, down in the dumps, get your crap together, blah, blah, so I thought I'd spice it up a little. But no, really, a huge congrats to you and Lisa, and, that's all I wanted to say.
Well, hey,
thank you,
I
Bob.
appreciate it, brother, and, you were going to be on that list of people that inspired me, but then I was like, no, that's just going to go way too far into his head, and he's just going to, it's just going to be a big problem.
It's already big enough. I don't need any more.
That's right. You can barely find hats to go on that thing. So
it's true.
I know. So I'm still.
Anyways, I don't want to take up all your screen.
Well, thank you.
I'm still in the shower, so.
Oh my God.
Good. Send me a picture.
John.
Bye.
Inappropriate.
Bob Steenfott, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't called him during his stream in a while. That's fun. We do that.
I haven't done it either. It's been a while. Completely interrupted my story. How rude.
That was so rude. But yeah, Bob is one of those guys. He is a true friend. Bob and I have spent time talking about things that have nothing to do with YouTube, have nothing to do with fish keeping, all that kind of stuff. And I'm worried about the guy because I don't know what his next move is going to be because, he has to move and all that kind of stuff. I've been trying to convince him
to move to
Virginia. There's a lot of places available in Virginia. In fact, we might even be able to make space here. I don't know.
No, come on. You're taking it way too far. Way too far.
But he doesn't want to move away from family. Oh, jeez. I mean, come on. I'm joking, Of course. I don't either, so I get it.
I told Candy the other day, I said, if I could pick siblings, because I'm an only child, I would pick Candy as my sister, and Corey and Bob would be my brothers, my big little brothers, because they're bigger than me, but they would be my little big brothers.
Both of them are younger than you, but go ahead.
I know, that's what I meant. And I couldn't make Katie my sister because Katie can't marry her brother, so...
That would be weird.
I just thought it was so funny.
Yeah, I mean, Bob is a guy that almost instantaneously we were friends. I think he came on our stream, and I can remember fighting Corey. I was like, you want to bring this douchebag on from Seattle? I don't know who he is. I don't want him on the channel. But Corey was like, he's a good guy. Just let him come on. And I was like, fine, I'll do it for you, Corey. And I'm kidding. I didn't say any of those things. But that was almost instant. Even though when he was on my stream for the first time, he had just like a ugly green screen behind him and all this. I'm like, what is this guy doing? He doesn't even know what he's doing here. But that was a fun stream when he came on with us, and Bob's become a good friend ever since then. So
he's a good guy.
I'm still waiting for the invite to go camping with them.
Yeah, that would be fun.
But I'm just kind of hoping the invitation doesn't come until the weather breaks a little bit.
Oh my God, because they go in snow.
They're in the Northwest. Ugh. Not really into that. But anyway, continue on with your story.
Okay.
I apologize for Bob.
Yes. I know it wasn't your fault. But, okay, I do recall where I was at because in my mind I can remember the road we were on when we had this conversation. Dahlgren Road. This one.
What's the conversation?
About you going back to YouTube. We talked about going to the aquatic experience.
Right.
And then that was 2018. And you had, I think you may have done a live stream, just something very random, or maybe just a video right before then. But you weren't sure if you wanted to come back. And then, but you had done a couple, like I said, you did a video or something before the aquatic experience. And then we went there, and that's when I got very involved, or wanted to. I was like, this is awesome. I really like this. I met some awesome people.
Go ahead and say who those people were.
Priscilla. She was great.
And?
I just remember Priscilla.
From the aquatic experience?
I'm just kidding. No, it was Priscilla, Susie Q, amazing, and Elizabeth, One Fish, Two Fish, and Robin Tracy, and Corey, and Jason. Joanna wasn't there.
We did not. Did we? Yes, we did meet Jason.
Yeah, Jason,
you're right.
Because I got him and you two confused.
And Zenzo? No,
that was Zenzo.
You didn't get us confused until the second aquatic experience.
No, it wasn't. It was the first one, I promise. because Joanna wasn't there.
Okay, whatever.
Zenzo, Carlos, gosh, everybody. Corey, definitely Corey. And
Rachel was there.
Yeah,
Joey
Rachel
was
and
there.
Joey that was the first time I met Joey in person. Everybody. I met everybody. And I was like,
There's
this
got to be
is
somebody that you're not mentioning, and they're going to be
fun.
like so sad right now that
No,
you're not.
I met Kasha and Taylor and Amber and Joseph. And yeah, I met everybody. And I was like, oh, this is fun. I really like this. And I remember winning that tank, and that's all. It was all downhill from there because
It doesn't matter, everything after that.
I won that tank, and now I have to put all this. I have to put these fish in here, and I even left with fish, which was really stupid doing that away.
Let me interrupt because it's important. One of the most pivotal things happened that weekend or that Sunday.
I met Bob.
You did meet Bob,
met
but
Bob.
that's not really where I was going with it. But you came to me at that event.
Oh yeah.
And you said, grab your camera. She said your name, Carlos. I just saw that pop up.
But Mike, Fish Tank Barn. Yes, because we had ice cream.
Yep, that's and Chris
Lukup.
she came to me, and this is something that I had been making. Well, I mean, I had that little break, but we started our uploading in 2012, and all the way up to that point, she had never done this before, ever. She approached me and said, grab your camera, come over here. I've got a video that I want to make.
Oh, yeah.
And that was like the game changer right there.
Because it's like, that's the first time I ever had any kind of
inspiration.
Yeah. And I was like, I can do this. I don't need you to tell me what to say or what I should do. I just knew because there was something about what I was talking about that just really inspired me because it had to do with helping children with autism. And I was like, I want to get this out there. I want to help people. I want to help kids. And, this is an amazing thing. And I just really wanted to do that video.
And the whole way home, it was about a 5-hour trip.
Oh my gosh.
The whole way home, my dream was fulfilled because she could tell you that from the very beginning of me starting the YouTube channel, I wanted it to be our thing.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be both of us. And you were not interested in it. You did a few videos. You did a great job. But it just was not for you.
Because
you were good at it.
I liked being a fish keeper. That was it. I wanted to take care of fish and be a fish keeper, not a fish tuber.
But that was the weekend where all of a sudden you start bouncing ideas off of me. I want to do this. I want to do a video about that and about this. And I was just like, driving home in a...
And I never shut up. The entire time, all I did was talk about YouTube, wanting to make videos, how I didn't care anymore. I just wanted to, yeah.
And I think it was like, it might have been the first day back to work. Because I remember pulling out of the driveway, and that's when I had the idea of doing 10 things. It was almost immediately after that because you were, let me rephrase that. It's not like I came up with the idea of doing top 10 lists, but I came up with the idea for us to do top 10 lists, and it was because you wanted so badly to do videos, and I was trying to come up with ideas of how we could do videos together. That idea popped into my head, and now here we are at 300,000. And that, along with you becoming involved, is why we are where we are. And with friends like Bob and Jason and Joanna and Zenzo and Carlos and, did I say Bob? And Corey and Bob and Joey and Bob and Flippercon 84 and the Rick
Rob
and Peck Tech and Bob and
Rob.
Did you meet Rob that day, that weekend too?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, Rob.
Absolutely. There's so many people. Jay Wilson.
Oh yeah, Jay Wilson. But Jay Wilson is one of those people that go way back. Like he's an original from back then. Like,
yeah, he's been around a long time.
Yeah.
He's an old fart, that guy. But no, Jay's another guy that business relationship aside, we've also become very close.
He's a great guy.
By way of telephone. He lives in Oklahoma and we're in Virginia. But yeah, we could go all night long. What a fun journey. I was going to go a little bit into, the taking the break thing and all that kind of stuff, but I don't need to rehash all of that. I mean, we've talked about it so many times. I've talked about why I did that. And I have also talked about how people ask me now, if you could go back, would you still take a break? And my answer is yes, because having that break opened my eyes up to new ideas and being able to actually learn how to do this instead of just thinking that I knew it all. And I feel like if I had not taken that break, I would still have that attitude of, hey, you can't tell me because I already know. I mean, I know everything there is to know about YouTube. That was a huge fail on my part. And I think I probably would have still been that way. So I'm glad I took the break. Would things be different as far as the size of our channel? Yeah, probably. Probably be a little bigger than we are now. But I don't think we would be where we are as far as how much we love it. I don't think we would get the views that we've gotten out because I would have still been doing things the same old way.
Right.
So,
and I probably wouldn't be on with you.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the aquatic experience is what did it for me, though. Definitely.
I mean, there is absolutely no debate.
And I almost didn't go.
Really? I don't remember
Yeah.
you not wanting. I mean,
But I mean, there was something in me I can recall being like, nah, I don't think I'm gonna go. Because if you suggest it, the first thing I'm gonna do is no.
that's the story of my life. Let me tell you, I said to her when I go and pick up my daughter after work, after her job, I want to drive the car because it's the safest car to drive, not the pickup truck that has no weight in the back and it's a rear-wheel drive that's going to slide all over the place. She's like, no, you're not taking my brand new car. Guess what? When the stream's over, she's going to be like, you need to take the car. Because it's going to be her idea then. That's the life
There's
that I live.
There's 4 vehicles here, and he wants to take my brand new car.
Because it's the safest
Because
one.
I just got it back, and I'm really scared for it to go back out. Yeah.
You got it back because I went and got it for you. I'm actually trying to get to something here, folks, that I don't know what has happened. YouTube has just taken a dump on me, and I cannot access the super chats.
What?
I can't get them. I don't know where they went. I know there's a lot of them that have come in, and I want so badly to thank everybody, but they're gone. I don't think they're gone, but I mean, I can scroll.
I'm trying to go back.
I don't know how far back.
Actually, you know what? I'm actually going back.
You can only go back so far.
Mine is taking me back to.
I saw them here, and then they went away.
Okay, I'll try to do my best until it skips or something, but.
Finally, you get to do it.
Okay, so Monday O'Reilly with the $5 super chat. I really enjoyed the vlog you guys did. It was fun to see a video in a different format. You guys looked like you were having such a good time. That was
Those
fun.
videos are so much fun to do.
They really are. And
I can't wait to keep doing them.
I know. Next week's going to be a little different than this week, but that's okay.
I don't think I'm even in this one coming up at all.
Oh, now you're telling everybody they're not going to watch it. Stop.
It's going to be fun. No,
Stop.
wait. They're going to be like, that gives me more reasons to watch it.
Bill Danforth with the $5 super chat. Keep up the good work, folks. I've gone from 330 in May to 240 last week. How should I celebrate my 100 pounds double bacon cheeseburger? That is amazing. Way to go, Bill Danforth.
That is incredible. And I still,
That is awesome.
I've talked about this whenever Bill Danforth has super chatted. Still one of my favorite skateboarders. And I hope that's really you because I loved that guy. My personal celebration would be pizza because I am a pizza whore. But you can never do wrong with a bacon cheeseburger, especially if it's Five Guys.
Skip on me. I got it now.
Okay.
We have a new member, Dwayne Moretta.
Nice.
Thank you.
Welcome to the team.
Yeah, thank you. It just keeps skipping and I have to find it again.
It's such a shame. I don't know.
Justin Richardson with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Nothing attached.
I'm going to try to refresh again.
Furloughs Aquatics with the $5 super chat. Congrats on 300K. Much deserved. Thank you very much, Eric.
Yes, thank you, Eric. Eric's a good dude.
Fish
And
Tank Barn.
Good job taking the and more off.
Yeah, he was talking about that before the stream. I'm not trying to be rude by going through them real quick. It's just I'm so scared it's going to take off and I won't find them again. Fish Tank Barn with the $4.99 super chat. Congrats on 300K. I would like to welcome the rest of the country to the state of Michigan in February. Aw.
Yeah, I don't know that there's too many people that are going to want to travel up there right now.
Right.
People aren't going to want to travel anywhere right now. It's not just
I wouldn't
Michigan.
mind going to Michigan, but not in February. I think I want to go. David's going in March to go visit Joey, a friend from the Marines.
I've been to Michigan quite a few times, and I always liked it up there.
Matt or Apollo with the $5 super chat. Can we have a small chat about sunken belly? Have used API General Cure and Sechem Paragard. Sechem, whatever. Brine shrimp for a lax and not much change. Thank you both. Sunken belly for what kind of fish? Now, I've done sunken belly with African cichlids before, and I would just take them out, quarantine them, put them in a 10-gallon, and not have anything else in the tank. It took a while, but I would just, again, I'd use something like General Cure, salt,
Epsom salt.
No, sunken belly, not bloat.
But Epsom salt can help move things along too. They might be
Sunken
bound up. I know.
Sunken.
Okay, that's fine.
Like sunken.
You're the expert, not me.
I would use regular salt and just feed them regularly. And I mean, it's a hard one. I've been able to successfully treat it. Sometimes I've just had to play around with certain medications. Sometimes I wouldn't even add medication. I would just do salt. Make sure they're eating something with a lot of protein. I wish you luck because there have been some that I have not fixed, but for the most part, I've been pretty good. Like the One Eye Willie, he had sunken belly. So.
And he is still doing very well.
He was in a quarantine tank for 3 months though, and it wasn't easy, but you got to do a lot of water changes and feed them good. Catwoman VA with the $5 super chat. Congrats on the 300K. So glad when good things happen to good people. Much better than all those channels just reading Reddit stories. I've seen that.
Fish keeping channels?
Yeah, they do that. It's a different kind of social media type of thing. And
I mean, I know what Reddit is, but I don't know. I didn't know there was anybody doing that.
Yeah, it's funny because Katie will send me links to Reddit about funny things cats do. It's hilarious. That's how I knew what Reddit was. It was because of Katie.
Reddit's about as bad as Twitter as far as I'm concerned.
Jimmy's Jungle with the $5 super chat. I don't know what, I'm not sure and what, but that's okay. Thank you. Recovering from foot surgery, wouldn't want to be anywhere else than seeing you guys and being part of this beautiful community. Congrats on 300K. Aw, thank you, Jimmy, and I hope you recover very quickly with your foot surgery. I've had ankle surgery, and I feel ya. It's not fun at all. You really realize how much you depend on your feet and your ankles and your legs. Delana Silva with the $10 super chat in the pair dancing #1 fan. Thank you. Rob93 Aquatics with the $5 super chat. Congratulations, 300K. This is for Miss Lisa. Aww, thank
He's
you.
still mad at me because I described him as a little fella. That's why he's mad.
He's adorable. He is. Thank you. I'm scrolling. Hold up.
Now, see, if Rob doesn't know what I'm talking about, then he's probably like, what? What did he just say? I talked about it one day on my stream, how I met you for 30 seconds. Rob's probably not even still here, but at Aquashella, it was like, hey, how you doing? Bye, take care. And I said, he was a little fella. That's all I said.
Was he with Fishy Biz? Is that?
I don't know if he was with him at the time. Fishy Biz was there the whole weekend, but Rob, I guess Rob doesn't like me. As soon as I got there, he left. He was gone.
Well, that's why he sent the super chat to me.
Yeah, he likes you. He doesn't like me.
Oh, okay. Furloughs Aquatics with a $5 super chat.
Again?
I felt the same way when you guys encouraged me to start making content and when James from For Real shouted me out. Can't thank you all enough.
For real, for real?
I always say that. Because when I see FRF, I think for real. Fish room fever. Let's see. Chad Crops with the $4.99 super chat. Congrats on 300K. Well deserved. Thank you, Chad. You've been around for a while. Chad's been around forever.
Absolutely.
Eon, did I say it? Eon
It's
Hudson?
Owen.
Owen? Oh, that's a different way of spelling it. That's cute. Owen Hudson with the $5 super chat. It's in vogue to dump on influencers these days, but they're still one of the most effective marketing channels, case in point.
Well, that's very nice of you, but there are so many stupid people. Maybe not in our community, but you've got people putting Gorilla Glue in their hair.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the
and
one
then
woman
suing.
No, she's not suing it, but she did it by mistake. And I believe that she did it by mistake. It was still an idiot move. But now there's people that are doing it to get attention.
Oh, I wouldn't.
And they're like,
do that.
I didn't know it was going to do this. What? Shut up. You watched that video and the lady got 100 million views and went viral from it. And you're trying to... I hate people on the internet so much.
Oh.
The Tide Pods thing was another one. Oh, don't get me started. I'm such an old man.
Oh.
Thankfully, we don't have people in our community that do those stupid things. Go ahead.
Okay. Matt or Apollo with the $5 super chat. You two are my inspiration to grow my hobby to what it is today. I'll email an update. Please start members fish rooms again. Congrats on 300. # John hates caps. Oh, cap, like the big caps.
I do hate cap. I don't hate the Washington Capitals,
Right.
which we call caps. I'm actually watching them right now.
We really do need to do the fish room tours again. I miss that. I love seeing everybody's fish rooms. It's so much fun.
It is fun. It's just, there's only so many hours in the day. But yeah, you're right.
We should. We definitely should. Even if it's just once a month or every other week, we need to do that again.
I just have to say this because Zen Ginger just said, you dang kids better get off my lawn, get off John's lawn. I was literally about to say those words. I sound like the get off my lawn guy. I promise I'm not. I just think people on the internet are idiots. Not all of you people, of course not.
No.
Our community is amazing, but people that try to become famous by doing stupid things like eating laundry detergent and gluing their hair with Gorilla Glue
that's
are
disgusting.
morons, and they deserve whatever they get. Go ahead.
Wow. Anything else? Caleb from Hyrule with the $5 super chat. You guys are awesome. I watch your videos about info on betas because I have a glowfish beta and half moon tailed. Anyway, you guys are inspiring. Well, thank you, Caleb. That is very sweet of you.
I wish we could hit huge milestones every week because the super chats and the comments and people are just so nice tonight. It's wonderful.
Everybody's so sweet. Mel Hernandez with the $20 super chat. Congratulations to you guys. I've watched you for a few years now, and you both have inspired me and have saved my fish more than once. I truly appreciate all that you do. Well, thank you, Mel, for sticking around for a few years. I appreciate that. You didn't run away when I got here, so that's a cool thing. Thank you. Let's see. Melissa Jeswald. Hi, Melissa. I still have your fish, and I named him Crush because his eye reminds me of the turtle on Finding Nemo. You'll see what I mean when the weather's better and I can get him to you. But Melissa Jeswald with the $10 super chat. Congratulations on the 300K. Well deserved. Thank you, Melissa.
Everybody's so nice tonight. I love it. We got 15 minutes left, by the way.
I'm doing my best.
I know, you're doing fine.
We have a new subscriber, or a new member, Shadow Gaming. Welcome to Fry.
Absolutely.
Thank you for
Welcome.
joining the team. Where am I? Okay. Jeffers Fish Keeping with the $5 super chat. John and Lisa, this live stream, these stories have been so inspiring tonight. Always nice to have a call from Bob live. Also, congrats on 300K.
It might be nice for you to hear it. It's not nice if you're on the other end of that phone. I mean, come on. Bob is one of the few people that has my phone number.
Thank you, Jeff Rose. And congratulations to you and Phoebe on your new baby. HEPA Aquatics with the $20.99 super chat. CA?
Canadian?
Canadian. Sorry. I'm not good with the money thing. Good at spending it, but I don't know where it all comes from. Congrats, John and Lisa. Although I didn't find YouTube and its channel until about 2 years ago, I have been keeping fish for a while, but KGT, that's us, has taught me a lot. Congrats on you on your growing success. Thank you so much. That's really sweet.
Yes.
Thank you.
There's a few, since we're running low on time until you find another one, there are some that are on my list. Kimberly Bryant, congrats on 300K. Grateful for you guys. Learned more from you than I thought I knew. And of course, it doesn't show me. Had scare this week when we lost our heat, but only lost one guppy. That's amazing. Guppies are very, very tolerant of that kind of stuff.
Not always. Sometimes guppies just die for no reason.
But
so.
they're pretty hardy little fish, so that's awesome. So many people. It's probably why we haven't had huge numbers watching this stream tonight. First of all, because we're not giving anything away, and second of all, a lot of people don't have power, and so they're not able to watch us. This is the worst time of year for people to be without power. I feel for you, all of you. Mm-hmm. And it just makes me want to get a whole house generator. It really does. But
well, can I continue?
Sure.
Okay. Jamie McDonald with the $4.99 super chat. Congrats on 300K. The John and Lisa show is a must watch on YouTube. Thank you, Jamie. He's been around for a long time, too.
Absolutely.
I like Jamie.
We'll go back and forth because we've only got 13 minutes left. Josh Scher, congrats on 300K. Thank you very much for that. That just keep getting that over and over again, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Abby Lee with the $5 just ordered from your store and couldn't believe the personal email I got thanking me. Such a great business you have. Thanks for the videos. Well, thank you for crossing over to our other business. Thank you so much for that.
I'm caught up, so you can keep on now.
Okay. If it's not a fish that you ordered, it'll go out tomorrow, and we'll have all kinds of fun packing it. James Manning with the $5, no text attached. Thank you very much for that, my friend. David Glass with the $5. Congrats on reaching 300K. You guys are great. Keep up the great work and videos. I could read these all night long. Dwayne Moretta with the $5. Congrats on 300K. Thank you guys so much for the informative videos and your general fantastic attitude towards helping new fish keepers. We love y'all. Well, we love you too.
Thank you.
And that's that is our primary focus. And so to be recognized for that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Wow, so many of these have come through. The fish nerd Carlos found you via Lisa's discus video back in the day. See, look at that. Carlos is a superstar, and he came because of your video.
Did you learn anything from it though?
I remember him telling me in Chicago that that's how he found us. Stayed for the long form content like this. Love that I can listen for an hour and a half and not get bored. Well, that's a huge compliment, Carlos, because I'm always worried, like, oh, it's been 3 seconds without saying anything. You wonder why I talk so much. That's why. Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you.
And still, congrats on the new daddy situation. Super happy for you.
She is so cute. She is definitely all him, too.
Oh, poor child. Xanadu, you got to say that about anybody that says the child looks like the dad. It's just automatic. You have to say that. Carlos is a good-looking man, but you still have to say that. It's just the way you have to do it. Xanadu, great stories, great stream. Congrats on 300K. Much love to you all. Thank you very much for that. Eli Sanderson, congrats on 300K. I have a 75-gallon tank. I'm going to stock soon. Would a few Bala sharks be all right? What do you recommend? It's borderline because Bala sharks get a lot bigger than you think they do. I honestly don't know that I would go 75-gallon with those. They get pretty daggone big. So, maybe not. Maybe let's see. You have it already. Daggone it. I thought maybe you were saying you were going to buy a 75. I was going to say, hold off for the 125. Bala sharks are amazing, but I don't know that they'll reach their full potential in a 75. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one. Stephen P. 2003 with the $20 thanks for being you pair that has a little maraca, and it's adorable.
Cute.
Thank you so much for that. Matt Orapalo, again, I believe second one of the night. It's my community tank of electric blue Acaras. Water changes every day. Thank you so much.
Oh.
Is that a continuation of?
I wonder if that was the one about the sunken belly, Delana cars.
I don't remember.
So it's more than one. Oh.
You can't expect me to remember anything ever. Because I'm a terrible person.
No.
Well, hopefully she's already answered that question. So there we go.
It's kind of hard to treat an entire tank. You can do it, of course, but it's like more medication, more water means more treatment and.
Yeah. We've only got 8 minutes. James Manning, GH in tank is higher than my tap water. Any ideas why? Yeah, there's something in there that's causing that to go up. Could be the substrate. It could be some type of decorations that you have in there, whether you have natural decorations that are in there, like big rocks, things like that. That's what I would probably check. And the easiest way to do that would process of elimination, start taking things out and seeing if it changes. Obviously, you're not going to do that with your substrate, but I'm going to go with my gut here. And believe me, it's a big gut. Not as big as it was a couple of months ago, but it's probably your substrate. But that's just me guessing. I'm going to say Reese. I know you've challenged me with that name before. Not you, but just because I still think that's how Reese Hoskins spells his name. Reese Sharp with the Australian $10. Nothing attached, just wanted to see the name with the yellow bar going across the top.
Aww.
Thank you so much for that, my friend.
That's so sweet.
Fish Tank Barn, get off my lawn with that Gorilla Glue. Yeah, there it was. I knew that was coming. Thank you, Mike. Here comes Reese. Again, I'm going to keep calling you Reese until you tell me I'm wrong. I have a 60-gallon and a 700-gallon pond. Wow. Hello.
Wow.
Now, I always want to call him Rio, but I believe Corey calls him Rio. Congratulations. Keep on going. And I'm sorry that I am probably one of those ways is wrong. But I'm pretty sure Corey calls him Rio. Thank you so much for that. And I'm a big fan of your channel, so you keep it going too. Laura Sutton with the $5 pair that is, what's this pair doing? Dropping the mic. Love that one. That one's
nice.
Adorable. Plush possum. Did y'all watch my video, the vlog the other day with my UPS driver in it? He told me the story yesterday that he has, now this is the definition of redneck. If you go back to Jeff Foxworthy, you might be a redneck if, this is one of those examples. Shrek has a stuffed possum. And I'm not talking about a stuffed animal. I'm talking about a mounted possum that he killed one day when it was attacking his friend. True story. I've not seen this. I've not been to his house, but he was telling me about how the first time his now wife visited his home and saw that possum, she said, that's interesting.
Oh.
Not a stuffed deer. Some people have the bear. He has a possum.
That's.
Shrek's a redneck, but I love that guy.
Wow.
Ginger Graves with the $10 cheerleading. It's not a pair, but it looks like Shrek's wife. Oh no, that's not what I meant. I meant the Shrek character from the movies, not my UPS driver. I've never seen his wife. I don't know what she looks like. I'm sure she's a beautiful woman. It just so happens that I was talking about him right before I said that. That's not what I meant.
Oh, that's so funny.
Thankfully, there's no way he's watching this, but Shrek's a big guy. He's like 6'5", and he's a UPS driver, so you know he's in shape. I hope he doesn't slaughter me tomorrow if he is watching.
He probably is now because so many people were like, oh, the UPS driver's cute.
Well, yeah, they were, and he got a kick out of that too. What is Shrek's wife in the movie named?
Fiona.
Fiona. It looks like Fiona, not my UPS driver's wife, because I don't know what she looks like. Amber and Shasta, I love your channel. I just bought 2 gorgeous Galaxy koi bettas from you. I can't wait till they get here and I can sit in front of my tanks and admire them all day long.
I wonder
Congrats.
if it's the male and the female. I think it is.
I do not know. We will hopefully, we've got our fingers crossed that we will be shipping those out to you on Monday, unless you have requested a different day for them to be.
Yeah, this week it was primarily just Virginia and states that were
immediately surrounding it.
The southern part. I mean, like we did Tennessee.
Southeast, not south central or anything like that.
No, just like the states around Virginia, like right around there, so that we knew they would get there.
I got a few more to get through here. We only got 4 minutes left, and as soon as this is over, I got to go pick up my kid on a solid sheet of ice. So Hunter Brown with the Canadian $5, love. Your love of fish keeping reaches far and wide. Shout out from NB Canada. Keep up the great work, Oscar Love. Absolutely, Oscar Love. Gotta love that. El Chengo, I hope I'm saying that right. Best filter for a 40-gallon breeder. Title 55. Don't listen to what anybody says. That's the one for you right there. A 35 will do it, but a 55 is better. So Title 55, that's what you want. Micah Guidry, I'm saying it wrong. Micah, I am very sorry about that, because you spent $25 for me to mispronounce your name, and I feel horrible about it, but you are awesome. Congrats, friends. Taught me so much. Thank you so much. That's what we do it for. James Cued, I'm probably saying that wrong too, with the $1.99 game over animation there. Matt or Apollo, congratulations again, and thank you so much for your videos, either live or not. You two are the best.
Thank you.
You are the best, my friend. Wyatt Flood with the cool pair, and he's doing the hang loose sign that still looks funny to me, and I think that's probably why Wyatt did it, because he knows that that looks funny to me. Is that? Yeah, it looks really funny to me. You should look at it and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Amber and Shasta again. Yes, it's the male and the female. There you go.
Oh yeah. I mean, I know I've got so many fish on the racks to go, to go out. But when certain ones are going together, I remember them all. So yeah. So
she has more of an attachment to these fish than you know, folks. If you watched that video on Tuesday, when you saw me, now I know I had it in like time-lapse mode where it was going very fast, but if you saw the one that was in real time, you saw me very gently put the fish in the bag. I do that for 2 reasons. For one, because I like to treat the fish nicely, but also for 2, I'll get yelled at if I do it any differently. So these are her pets until they are handed over to the Postal Service or to Shrek.
And I do not like hearing about bad things, because I remember each one and it makes me sad. So.
It is a terrible, terrible thing. Catwoman VA, love that both the channel and the store are doing so well. Busy, busy people.
Yes.
We're not breaking any records, and we haven't struck it rich, but we love what we do, and we've got big, big plans, some of which we were even talking about today. Well, we actually talk about almost every single day. So yeah, and you've ordered from us many, many times. So thank you for being a part of all of this. Thank you so much.
And you know what? She's also very, very much involved in Tank Talk too.
Absolutely. Very good. Still think Facebook is the devil, but if you all are on there and you love it, then good for you.
I try to get on there.
Help those people out.
I try to get on there because I know sometimes there's some not so nice people, and I try to get the comments out if I can catch them quickly or whatever, because I don't want that group to be about bashing other people or saying something rude or.
That's why I have a problem with it, because it's a full-time job just getting rid of all of the jerks on there. But
somebody needs to do it, and it's hard for just one person, so I like to try to help out.
It's true. So El Chango came in again. So don't use my FX6. I mean, you can, but I hope you're going to put some really strong fish in there, because if you're putting like community fish and stuff like that, they're going to get blown around all over the place. FX6, it's not like it's not going to work. It'll keep the water real nice and clean, but it's just, that's too much for a 40-gallon breeder. I mean, it was too much for a 75-gallon when I put it in there. It's a great filter, one of the best filters on the market, but I think it's a bit much for a 40 breeder. So there we go. Thank you so much, folks, for letting us just kind of blah, blah, blah all night. Mostly me, because I run my mouth too much. But thank you for letting us take that trip down memory lane. Thank you again to Brian FlipperCon84. Check that video out. Leave a comment on there. Let him know that I sent you over there. And for once, it would be nice for us to not impede too much on Fish from Fever's stream. Right. So go ahead and shut us down.
You always leave that up to me.
It's fun. I like to see you.
Well, anyways, thank you to the mods. We appreciate you, every single one of you. Have a wonderful weekend, and stay safe out there, and I hope everybody gets their electric and their heat back. You're probably not watching if you don't have either one, but if you're watching this on replay, I hope that you're okay, and your family and your fish are okay too, and everybody else. So anyways, have a wonderful weekend, stay safe, and we'll see you next Thursday.